Jai Hind to everyone. Now I am going to discuss about the topic MongoDB lecture 1. Basically this topic is part of the subject web technology and it is the part of the unit 4 and the code is BCS 502. Next we start MongoDB. So MongoDB basically it is an open source platform. You can freely download this MongoDB and work on this MongoDB. Even though you can develop a very good product with the help of the MongoDB, and it is a cross-platform, document-oriented database. It is something different from the traditional databases. Therefore, it is written document-oriented database, and because of document-oriented, MongoDB uses JSON structure. And JSON basically it is a text file in which you can write the data, and this text file can be accessed by the MongoDB database system. So therefore it is a schema free. If you look for the RDBMS, it has a table structure like number of fields, then it has the number of rows. Here in the JSON structure you have a text file and the data will be available there. So it is a schema free documents. Now in the MongoDB there is a concept of the collection. So if you work on the MongoDB, you need to create a collection. In the each collection we can have documents, and one or more collection may present in a MongoDB database. So you can have more than one collection in a MongoDB database. Now this is the related to MongoDB. If you work on the Node.js with MongoDB, Node.js will support MongoDB architecture. It is basically good interface with the MongoDB, and to work on the MongoDB Node.js file, that is JavaScript Node.js JavaScript file, then we use the npm module. Just install the MongoDB npm module and you can work on the Node.js. MongoDB is a NoSQL database. Therefore, it is called document oriented database. It is a open source, distributed, horizontally scalable, schema free database architecture. Since MongoDB uses internally JSON like format, sometimes it is also called BSON for data storage and transfer. It is a natural companion of Node.js, because Node.js is also working on asynchronous communication approach, and it is more compatible to work on MongoDB with Node.js. So itself it is a JavaScript runtime used for the server side processing. So in my previous lecture I discussed the Node.js. Basically it is a programming at the server side, and MongoDB is very good compatible with the Node.js. With the help of Node.js, you can connect with the MongoDB and you can create the database. Now to work on the MongoDB in Node.js, first of all we need to install the MongoDB in Node.js file. So we use npm when the Node.js is already installed. Use npm to install the MongoDB in Node.js. So use npm, then install and MongoDB. npm is a command. It is basically module management command. Note with the help of this npm command we can install many modules in Node.js. So here we are installing the MongoDB. Now we are going to explain the MongoDB with the help of various programs. Here we have one program. How will you connect with the MongoDB? So this program that I am going to discuss, it is written in Node.js. It is a JS. So it is written in Node.js that will connect with the MongoDB. So this program that I am going to explain, basically connecting the Node.js with the MongoDB. This is a program. First of all, you need to include, or you can say import the module of MongoDB in Node.js file. For importing the module, we are using require function and we are passing the name of the module MongoDB. Now an object of the MongoDB is created here. It is of constant type. Further in the program, we will use this object Mongo client for working in the MongoDB module. Now, whenever you are going to connect any database, a URL should be mentioned. Sometimes we call as a URI. URI should be mentioned to connect to any database. To connect MongoDB at local host, that is in the same computer, this is the string. Just write MongoDB localhost and the port number. This string is used to connect any MongoDB at the same computer. So we are using this string. Next, we create the instance of this. We are going to connect with the MongoDB. Now to connect with the MongoDB, we are using Mongo client. It is a type of constructor and we are passing the URI to connect with the MongoDB. So you can see here, we have given the string, that is URI, and we are passing this string in a constructor Mongo client, or sometimes we call as a function here. Basically it is a constructor and it will create the instance, and that instance will be stored in the variable client. So after execution of this statement, an instance of the Mongo client will be created for this URI and this will be stored in the variable client. Next job is to connect to the MongoDB. For connection, we need a string. We have created the object with the help of this string. Now next job is to connect with the MongoDB. To connect with the MongoDB, we are using this object, that is a client, and we are using the method connect. So with the help of client and connect, we are going to connect with the MongoDB. If connection is successful, it will go further. Now here a very important part to understand is the wait statement. What is this wait and what is this asynchronous? This is very important to understand. We know very well Node.js is a asynchronous programming approach. So this main function is a asynchronous, meaning this function can run simultaneously with other parts of the same function. So here you can see some of the part are running at the same time. That is meaning called asynchronous. But we want any further execution of this function after the connection of database. So we use the await. Meaning is when the connection will be established, then the further instruction of this function will be executed. Otherwise, it will wait till the connection is established. So with the help of asynchronous and await, we can handle error. It is similar to the try catch system in Java, even though we are using try catch here also. So I just giving a similarity to handle the errors. So going to connect first MongoDB, then we are executing further instruction of this function. So we use the await here. So what the await will do, when this statement is executed fully, whether output can be successful or unsuccessful, then only the further instructions are executed. So for any asynchronous function where it denotes more than one parts of a function can run simultaneously, it is possible that for one statement, you can ensure that when this statement is executed, then only the further instructions should be executed. So with the help of await statement, it is possible. When the connection is established, then this function will be executed. Now this function is list database. We are passing the client object. With the help of client object, connection is established. Again, we are putting the await to ensure that this function is executed completely, then any further processing going on. Now, when this function is executed, it will go to this function, list database. This is the function. Okay. So first complete this program. It is under try, catch, and finally. So if there is no error in this statement, then this main function is executed. main function is written and we call this main function. So when we call this main function, we call main, catch and console and error. So it is basically handling of some error if connection is occur, if there is a no if connection in the MongoDB is not possible properly, then we can use pass the catch. With the help of catch, we can pass the error on the console. So with the help of this main is a function, we are calling this function with the help of main, and catch is a statement to handle the runtime errors. So when this function will be called, this list database function will be called, and it will come to here list databases, and we are passing the client object. The client object will be available here. So what is the next? Next is go to the client. So this basically this program is displaying the available number of databases in MongoDB. So this code is written. So we have written client, DB is a predefined function, admin is a predefined function. So under admin, how many number of databases are there, it will display. So it will take first the number of database, list databases, then it will display a message databases. So number of databases which are available in the MongoDB will be stored in a variable database list. Now next job is to go one by one this list, this variable, and display the database. So we are using database list dot databases. It is a predefined object. Then we are using the for each, and we are creating a variable, and we are using arrow function. This is called arrow function. Okay. So with the help of for each and arrow function, we are taking one by one database which is already available in database list variable, and we are displaying the database with the help of expression. It is expression language. Dollar symbol denote that we are using the expression language. It will display the name of the database. So it is a Node.js program to display the available databases, or you can say number of databases. It will display the name of the databases which are available under the admin console. So this is the output. These are the databases. It will display the name of the database admin, config, local, my project and my DB. So this program, very simple program, it is showing the connection with the MongoDB which needed that is string, and it is showing how to connect it. We are using .connect. Then to display the list of databases, we are using the list databases method to display the list of databases. All the databases will be stored in a variable. Then we are using just for each statement to display each database on the console. This is the output. Now next program. Next program is with the MongoDB to create new database. So the previous program I discussed to display the list of databases available in the MongoDB. Now we are going to create the new database in MongoDB. This is the program. So instead of explaining again what is the string and how to connect, I am going to explain in this program only the main part. Just briefly describing, we have making import of MongoDB module, and we have created a variable, and we are calling the constructor with the URI. URI is already defined, then object of the client is created. Next, we are using the client and connect to connect to the MongoDB. I already discussed asynchronous and await. This is the pair of statement. Await statement ensure that when this statement is executed completely, then only the other part of the function should be executed. So it will ensure the first part should be completed. Then we are using the function create DB. We are passing the client is the object which is connected with the MongoDB. Then we are passing the name of database that we want to create in MongoDB. So here the name of the database is my database that I want to create in MongoDB database. Then this is the program, and name of this function is main. So we need to call it. So we are calling this main function, and for error handling we are using the catch statement, passing console.error. Whatever the error will come, it will display on the console. So when this function is executed, it will make the connection and then it will call the function createDB. So this is the createDB function. When it will be called, it will come here and execute the instruction of the createDB. So it is taking two variables. One is client, second is database name. The client is the object which is connected with the MongoDB, and DB name is the name that we want to create a database in the MongoDB. So we are using the function client DB. DB is a predefined function and we are passing the database name. The database name is my database. So when this instruction is executed, the instance of this instruction, or you can say when the database is created, it will be stored in DB object. So DB object, basically it has the instance of the database which is already created. Next, we are just displaying on the console with the help of console.log database created, just a message. Which database is created? We are passing the name of the database which is already stored in DB object. DB object basically is the instance. It is the object of the database which is recently created in the MongoDB with the help of the statement client.db. So it is a very very simple program to create a database in MongoDB. You can see these are the statement to import MongoDB module and connect with the database. Then we are calling client.db and we are giving the name of the database, and database will be created in the MongoDB database. Now some important instruction. Database is not physically created on the server till at least one collection is created, and there should be at least one document in it. So it will create the database, but we need a collection. I already discussed at the starting, in MongoDB first collection is created, then we are creating the database to make the match. So what is the collection and how to create it? So MongoDB database made up of one or more collection. So each collection consists of document. So basically we have a database. Database consists of the collection, then we have the document. This is the structure of the MongoDB. Collection is a group of document object. Once a database is created on the MongoDB server we recently created, so then create the collection. So we have created the database here, name of the database my database. So next job is to create the collection. MongoDB driver for Node.js has a create collection function to create the collection that we will use in our program. So collection is a MongoDB similar to the creating a table in relational database. It is just making a comparison with the RDBMS. Now very important, collection does not have a predefined schema. Each document in a collection may consist of variable number of k v pairs. So I already discussed in the JSON, basically the data is stored in key and value pair. K means key and v means value pair. So it is not similar to the RDBMS. So in the following example, we are going to create a collection. Name of the collection is my collection and name of the database my database. So we have database is already created. Next we are going to create a collection in that database. This is the program. So up to this level we have already imported MongoDB module. Then we have created a variable of this importing, and we are using this URI, and we are creating the object with this URI because we are going to connect the MongoDB at localhost, and this is the part to connect with the MongoDB. So these are statements is almost same in all three programs, just to connect with the MongoDB. Next job is to create a collection. To create a collection we are using the function new collection. So this is the new collection functions. So when we call this function, it will execute this instruction. And before calling this function, this main function must be called. So we are calling this main function here, and I already discussed catch statement is for the error handling. So when you call this main function, it will make the connection, then it will call the new collection. So in this new collection, we are receiving two variables. One is the client, this is the client, and this is the client. It is basically the object which is already connected with the MongoDB. Second, we are creating the name of the database which is already created in the previous example, and that name of that database is my database. Now I am going to create the collection in this my database. So we are using the statement client.db. First we get the instance of database of my database. That instance is already stored in db object. Next, in this database, we are going to create a collection. So db object consists of the database name my database. Basically, it is the instance of my database. Then we are using the method create collection, and name of the collection is my collection. So this my collection is created in the database my database, and this database we have already created and discussed in the previous example. So with the help of this statement, we have created the collection in a database, and name of the collection is my collection, and name of the database my database. And then we are just displaying a message on the console, that is console.logo, just for the user. Collection is created, and we are just giving the name of the collection. Name of the collection is my collection. So up to this level, we have discussed three programs in this video. The first program is to display the list of database. Second program is to create the database in MongoDB, and third program is to create the collection in the already created database. So it is a video just to demonstrate how to write the program with the help of Node.js and MongoDB, and how to connect the Node.js with MongoDB, and there are three programs are available. And I already also discuss about what is the MongoDB. So MongoDB, it is a open source approach, and with the help of MongoDB, basically it is a NoSQL approach. Just remember, it is a NoSQL approach. All the database are stored with the help of JSON architecture, and the data is stored in a text file in a JSON format. Thank you very much. I hope you like this video.